Welcome. Today's show is brought to you by Maximus Rose. No broker is the same. They earn their stripes by doing things differently, specializing in benefits and pension plans. Visit maximusrose.com today for more information.
So in today's show, we're joined by Barstool's very own Frank the Tank Fleming, who's here to discuss different sports topics, teams, and players. Frank, how you doing today?
Mets just killing me. They're stealing my sodas for soda reviews. I mean, my God.
Just unbelievable. So to start off, everyone knows you're the biggest Mets fan out there and a big critique that goes with it. You're a straight up legend. But the Mets
Thanks.
aren't exactly having, they're not really on a roll right now. How would you grade their season so far?
I'd give their season a D.
A D. Okay, it's not an F. Why not an
It's
F?
close to an F. It's close to an F.
What's keeping it from moving up? Just the fact that they're at 500 right now?
Yep, and they have not had a winning month of June since 2006.
That's not a good not a good outlook
In their
for this month.
last 200 games in June, they're 71 and 129.
Oh boy.
And
That's
this
not a good
and this
outlook.
month in June, the Mets have the hardest schedule in baseball.
Oh boy. Who do they kick off with?
Well, June starts against the Phillies, the third game of the series, and they play 3 games against the Blue Jays.
Okay.
Then they
that's
have
hard.
to go to Atlanta.
Okay. That's a tough 9 games right there.
Then they have a trip after a trip. They have a trip to San Diego, and then a Sunday night game in San Diego, and a 1:00 start the next day in Atlanta.
Oh, boy.
They have They have 2 4-game series against the Braves in Atlanta. They have a series against the Astros. They have a series against the they play the Yankees.
That is not a tough month. Or that is not an easy month. That is like all those teams over 500.
they play the Pirates.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's not bad.
Against the Central Division this year. The Mets are a combined 1-8 against the Central Division.
Oh boy. Well, that's pretty bad.
So, Frank, I want to jump in quick. Steve
And then they
Cohen-
play the Orioles, and they play the Rays.
Do you have their whole schedule memorized?
and the Mets are thinking about sending their hottest hitter down to the minors because Buck Showalter says veterans matter. That's all I care about are our vets. And Daniel Vogelback is going to play every day. He's going to strike out 100 times in June. He's
What
going
are
to
your
get 300
feelings
pitches in June, and he's not going to swing the bat once.
Who do you hate more, Daniel Vogelback or Darren Ruff?
Darren Ruff is gone. It's like
He
it's
is.
like whatchamacallit. It's like they also play the Brewers too. And
So
the Mets have lost 17 straight games to the Brewers.
So after he was released by the Giants, how relieved are you that the Mets didn't pick Ruff back up?
I'm very relieved. But we got Tommy Sham, we got Mark Can't Hit, we got Starling Farte, who's got a slugging percentage now of 270.
Yeah, I had to drop him from my fantasy team. He has been so bad lately.
So, Frank,
And Starling Marte, defensive run saves per game is -9. He is the worst rated defensive outfielder.
oh, he's been so bad.
He has, I know.
Frank, who do you blame more? Do you blame Steve Cohen or do you blame Buck Showalter more for the 500 record so far? For
Billy
the
Epler and Buck Showalter are equally to blame. The GM, Billy Epler.
So a couple weeks ago. Okay. go
At the trade deadline, Billy and Epler made 4 moves off the feeble foursome. All 4 players made the Mets worse, and all 4 players they gave up to get them have been really good. They got Tommy Sham.
He sucks.
Oh no, that was in the offseason. Excuse me. They got Tyler Nyquil.
Okay.
They got Michael Givens up the lead.
Yep. Michael.
They
Givens,
got Darren Ruff
Oh boy.
and
Yeah,
Darren Vogelfat. And the Pirates got they gave up Colin Holderman to get Daniel Vogelfat, and Colin Holderman's been a stellar reliever. Meanwhile, the Mets are trotting out Steven No Goodsuck, who has pitched 21 innings and has allowed 37 runs.
Wow. That's rough. So a couple weeks ago, you graded the Mets players, and let's just say they were not pretty. Can we get an updated ranking?
All right. Pete Alonso, B minus.
Okay, that's not bad.
Jeff McNeil, C.
Okay, bit downhill.
Francisco Lindor, D.
Yeah, he's not having a good year.
Brett Beatty, C.
Okay.
Francisco Alvarez, B minus.
Okay. No Fs yet.
Mark
That's a good sign.
Mark Canna, D minus.
Pretty close to an F.
Brandon Nimmo, B plus.
Okay. He's having a decent year.
Starling Forte, F.
There's our F. There we go.
Daniel Vogelback, F minus.
He's just been absurd this year.
Tomas Nido, F minus. Tommy Pham, D minus. Who else could I give a grade to? Vientos hasn't played enough yet. Max Scherzer, C. Justin Verlander, D. Kodai Senga, C. Carlos Carrasco, F. Tyler McGill, D. David
It's like an
Peterson,
automatic loss
F
almost.
minus.
That's on that mound.
Steven Nilgutsuk, F minus. Adam Ottavino, D minus. David Robertson, C.
Not bad.
Buck Showalter, F minus.
Yeah, that team's got to turn something around. He's got to find something to get them back in the win column.
They're going to get swept by the Phillies. They're going to get swept by the fucking Phillies.
So last week, these were words that you said. I want Daniel Vogelback off this fucking team. Were words that you said last week, and I quote, due to his lack of energy, lack of anything, and his slugging percentage of .333. Is he the player on the Mets who infuriates you the most?
Yes. He is not his position is listed as designated hitter, but he actually is a designated watcher. He has struck out looking in 15 of his last 30 at-bats.
Yeah, that's absurd. That is terrible. Yeah, hopefully he can turn it around, or maybe
He cannot turn it around. He is unable. He is feeble.
So
His slugging percentage since then has now dropped another 20 points. It's now .313. That is the same slugging percentage of Dwayne Kuiper, a player notorious for playing 15 years and hitting one career home run.
Yep.
And Daniel Vogelback is slow. He is fat. He can't play the field. He can't run the bases. He can't hit lefties. He has not gotten hit off a left-handed hitter since 2020.
So he's useless.
He's a left-handed DH who can only hit right-handed players.
Buck Showalter, wave Daniel Vogelback. Do it for the Mets fans.
I mean, and Showalter refuses to play the rookies. He doesn't like playing rookies.
Just what are you gonna do? It's just a dumpster fire there right
Francisco Alvarez is the hottest hitter in baseball, and Buck Showalter would rather have him in the minors because he wants to stand by Tomas Nido and 04 Navarez. The reason why he's 04 Navarez,
now. It makes no sense.
04 Navarez went 1 for 45 in spring training, and before he got hurt, he was 0 for 9 on the season.
Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing.
And Tomas Nido's OPS, Tomas Nido's OPS is 187.
That's terrible. There's too many players.
Meanwhile, Francisco Alvarez has hit three run homers in the last 8 games.
Yeah.
And you know what his decision is? Send him down. So back on March 31st, the day of the Mets' first loss, you said, this is the first of 100 losses. They currently sit at 27-27. With Vogelback and all the Mets pitching and hitting problems, do you think they'll still hit the 100-loss mark?
They're going to lose over 90 games.
Well,
and when they're going to lose 20 games in June, and that will finish their season.
So you think that at the end of June they'll be somewhere around 30-50?
What was that?
like you think by the end of June there'll be like 20 games under 500, 15 games under 500?
15, yeah, something like that.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen. So over the years, you have given tons of food reviews. Last year, you made a video where you tried food at the Prudential Center Lounge. Let me just say, their hot dogs and pizza were some of the saddest looking foods I've ever seen. But have you ever tried any?
The Devils vastly improved this year.
They did.
Vastly. The food nudged up a little bit, but it's still probably the worst food I've ever had at any arena.
They must have seen your video and they said, "Oh, we got to improve it." What's the worst food you've ever tried, though?
It might have been that fucking stringy looking beef brisket sandwich I had.
Where was that?
Prudential Center.
Yeah, they're certainly not known for their.
Meanwhile, the Mets have probably the best food at any stadium.
So they got a bad roster, good food. You know, we kind of meet in the middle there.
I mean, I've heard rumblings the Devils are going to get a new food service vendor. I hope that's true. Maybe they could.
That'd be good for next year. That would be great for next year.
Do you know who? Here's the thing. Here's a little secret. I don't go to Yankee Stadium that much. I don't go to Yankee Stadium that much. Maybe once every other year.
Yeah.
The food at Yankee Stadium is about the same as it is at Prudential Center. It's the same company called Legends Concessions or something like that. It's actually owned by Jerry Jones.
Oh, jeez.
That just shows how much better the Mets are than the Yankees, eh, Frank?
Yeah. The Mets will always let you down. I mean, if you go back 37 years, most disappointing team in 1987, Mets. Most disappointing team in 1989, Mets. Most disappointing team in 1991, Mets. Most disappointing team in 1992, Mets. Most disappointing team in 1993, Mets. Most disappointing team 2001, Mets. Most disappointing team 2002, Mets. Most disappointing team 2007, Mets. Most disappointing team 2008, Mets. Most disappointing team 2009, Mets. Most disappointing team 2016, Mets. Most disappointing team 2017, Mets. Most disappointing team 2018, Mets. Most disappointing team 2020, Mets. Most disappointing team in 2021, Mets.
And in 2023. So what is the absolute best hot dog you've ever tried during your infamous series, raw dogging?
Probably Rutt's Hut or Gene and Jude's in Chicago.
And what made it so good?
It's the snap. It's the crunch. It's the charring. It's the way it's cooked, the way it's prepared. It's the hot dog that they use.
Have you ever tried any hot dogs up here in Canada, up here in the north?
I did 2 reviews in Canada.
And what were they? Were they good?
One was weird. One was a place called Frankenfooter.
Oh yeah.
Frankenfooter. Where's that? Where's that?
London.
London.
Oh, you came here to London.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in London?
No, we're up about 6 hours away from London. We're in Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah, I went to London and I tried a hot dog at London. They actually had a hot dog there that had gold flake on it.
Did you try that?
Yes.
Or was it too expensive? Yeah? How did it taste? It was a bit weird?
Weird.
Yeah.
And it's called Frankenfooter. It's kind of like a little dive bar hot dog place.
Yeah.
With the Tim Curry character like painted on the wall.
So for the first time since 2012, the Devils won a playoff series this year. How exciting was that for you, especially considering I believe you were at Game 7?
Yes, and they beat the Rangers, which is always good.
You must have been just singing, dancing, having a great time.
Yep,
I think I saw the TikTok video once they won.
Yep. And also, here's what was the other one? And I also tried. This one's kind of boring. Harvey's.
Oh yeah.
Up here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that good?
Yeah, it was all right for a chain.
Yeah.
It's not Canadian, is it?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So the Dolphins are a team that we haven't seen you rage about quite as much as the Mets, but we still know that you're a diehard Fins fan. What are your predictions for their outcome this year, especially with their glass QB, Tua Tagovailoa?
If Tua stays healthy, they could win 12 games. If Tua goes down, they're going to go down.
If he goes down once, his career's over, I think.
It could possibly be, yeah.
That'd be unfortunate. He's a great QB. He's injury prone. That's it. It's simple as that.
And the Mets and the Dolphins have the worst offensive lineman in football, and Liam Eichenberg.
So are we going to see a lot of videos?
They had minicamp. They had the OTAs last week, and a 96-year-old woman in a wheelchair, and actually I should say a walker, went right past Liam Eichenberg.
So are we going to see a lot of videos of you raging about him this year?
Probably.
I think that'll be fun to see. I mean, at least you got a good wide receiver core, maybe a good running back, and it's a decent offense. They could definitely pile something together this year. So we'll see what they do.
I
I'm a
think
Seahawks fan personally.
Vic Fangio is a great defensive coordinator, so that should help too.
See, I'm a big Seahawk fan, and I personally think we're going to be a bit better than the Finns this year, but I guess we'll see how that goes.
I don't know about that.
No? You don't like Gino? You don't really like what we got rocking over here?
This guy thinks that the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl.
You're a Lions fan.
He is absolutely clueless. So
here's a prediction for the Lions.
Okay, let's hear it.
They're going to win the NFC North, and they're going to win a playoff game.
Oh, I love it. I'm a season ticket holder. I drive 6 hours to every game.
Okay,
That's how far Detroit is from here. I love them.
The Seahawks will make the playoffs and win 2 playoff games. We'll one-up you.
Cool.
One-up you. All right, Tony.
All right, Frank. I just kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit. Really appreciate you doing this with us today.
Well, I know one thing for sure. The Seahawks are going to win probably 2 games against the Cardinals.
They will.
That's a lot.
They will.
That's
2 against
lot.
the Rams as well. 2 against the Rams.
And the Arizona. Now, last year I actually thought the Seahawks would be the worst team in the NFL.
No, I knew they'd be good.
Yeah,
I had that feeling.
This year I think the Arizona Cardinals are probably going to go like 3-14, 2-15.
Yeah.
They're a dumpster fire. There is nothing good on that team besides.
How do you not trade Hopkins for at least a 4th rounder?
I don't get it. Now he's going to go to like Buffalo or Kansas City, and they're going to. No, I don't know. What's your prediction for D-Hop, Frank? Where's he going?
Buffalo.
Buffalo? I think Buffalo or KC. That's the best fit for him easily. They got a QB there. He's a great wide receiver still. So
he's gonna go a place where he could probably win.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
All right, Frank. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about Barstool. Obviously, that's where a lot of people know you. It's been widely documented kind of how you got started at Barstool. But for those people who aren't aware of the story, what kind of led you to Barstool? And
well, there was that train rant. That train rant.
It was the news clip. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
And that got me discovered. It took a few years of working on the side for them, and then finally I got hired full time in 2020.
That's awesome.
Were you apprehensive about taking the job at first?
No.
I wouldn't have been either.
Yeah. What was your first meeting with Dave like?
It was interesting. I actually did a pizza review that first day.
What a way to join the club. What a great way to join the club.
So obviously Barstool has taken off and has had unprecedented success. In your opinion, what's kind of led to the success of Barstool?
I think that we have so many personalities here, so many different things that we do, different types of content that there's something for everybody.
No, absolutely. And what's the biggest changes you've seen over there in your time since you started?
Not sure. The changes aren't really going to. There's going to be a lot of change coming soon, so it's really hard to say what the changes are right now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, so the sports media market right now, it's kind of like an ever-changing world, right? What would you like to see Barstool do to kind of keep the success that they have going in the future?
Find a way to link up with the major sports leagues and do an old-fashioned but kind of twisted new highlight show.
That'd be cool.
That'd be actually awesome.
Frank, how much do you love Rough and Rowdy?
It's fun. It's fun. It's fun watching these guys just beat up on each other.
Can you picture yourself doing this for the rest of your life?
I don't know.
Kind of tough, eh? What goals do you kind of have for yourself going forward?
Just to continue to make as much content as possible.
I love seeing your content. When I go on TikTok and I see a video from Viva La Stool, Barstool, or your page, I watch the whole thing. I love it. And I know you got some big fans out there. Like I think, didn't you just meet JJ Watt?
Yes.
He's a big fan of you. I mean, that was awesome to see, man. That was pretty cool. I gotta say.
Yes.
All right, Frank. So we're going to fire off some rapid fire questions here for you. You can, I'm going to throw something out there. You can talk about it as little or as long as you want. So if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
Probably still stuck at the courthouse.
Yeah, you were a court clerk for 16 years, right?
Yes.
And then a substitute teacher before that?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. What's your favorite soda that you've tried?
I've tried a lot of good ones. Grape Pico is one good one, real for sure. Tried some fun sodas here and there. I just tried a Finland soda that was pretty good.
What soda was stolen today by your coworkers?
There's a Mountain Dew one that's like hard to find. And then I forgot what the other one was. It was.
That's just so frustrating.
And I had it labeled in there too.
Oh yeah. I'm telling you, man, Earn Brew out of Scotland. That's the one you need to try.
I think I've tried that one. I think I have. Is it IRN?
Yeah, IRN. Yeah.
I've tried that one.
Yeah. So obviously I'm wearing my Tigers shirt. Verlander and Scherzer, you're welcome for developing them. If you had to choose one, who would you take on your team, Verlander or Scherzer today?
They've both stunk it up.
I know. So which one would you have? Which one would you take?
Scherzer sucks. I'd take Verlander.
I think Verlander has a little bit more left than Scherzer.
There we go. Yeah. There we go.
What's the most proud moment of your career so far at Barstool?
Just all these people coming up to me and saying how much they like me.
Your wins on Jenga have been pretty nice too.
What's your most embarrassing moment you've had at Barstool?
Losing the I don't know. It's tough to say. It's just the constant frustration of all my teams losing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Who's the best dressed in the office?
It's you, Frank. It's you.
Well, I've definitely picked up my my jersey game.
What's the best part about working at Barstool?
Creativity. Just surrounded by creativity.
What's the worst part about working at Barstool? Or the most difficult part?
Getting his stuff stolen?
Yeah, get my stuff stolen.
Yeah. See? I knew it.
Prudential Center or City Field?
City Field.
See? Of course, because of the food.
In your opinion, who's the most overrated athlete of all time?
Oh, boy.
Joe Namath.
I agree. Wow. I agree 100%.
Wow, I did not see that one coming. I like that.
See, my favorite QB, he kind of played in that same era too. Johnny Unitas. Do you think he's overrated or what do you think?
No, Johnny Unitas was the first true legendary superstar quarterback.
That's right. I love to hear that, Frank.
Who's the most underrated? Who's the most underrated or most underappreciated athlete of all time in your opinion?
Underrated or underappreciated?
Tough question, I know. But
that is a very tough one. Underrated or underappreciated? I really don't.
Kind of putting you on the spot with these. You can pass. That's fine.
It's hard to say. I really don't know that one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Vogelback?
Angel Hernandez. Should he be allowed to continue to work MLB games?
No.
What's your least favorite sport?
Racing?
Of all the major sports?
Yeah.
Least favorite sport? It's kind of hard to say. I mean, the four majors, basketball is definitely fourth.
Oh yeah, for us it is too.
I've gotten a little more into soccer than I had recently.
Oh, I'm not a soccer
guy.
All right, you get the opportunity to meet and interact with a lot of cool people. Is there one person you've met where you're like, holy shit, I'm actually meeting this person?
Probably JJ Watt.
No, not yet.
No? Fair enough. Which athlete that you haven't met would you like to meet?
Dan Marino.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
That is a good one, yeah.
If there was one team that you could eliminate in any league, what team would it be?
I told Tony before I thought it would be the Yankees. Was I right?
No.
Oh, darn.
The Atlanta Braves.
No.
Wow, I like it.
No. I
And
love the Braves.
Why is that?
Division rival. It has to
Yeah.
be, right?
That's true. All right. Who will win a championship first? The Mets, Devils, or Dolphins?
Probably the Devils.
Yeah. He's amazing, that guy. He is unreal.
Name three, or what are three words that you would use to describe Dave?
Creative, funny, and generous.
Wow.
Perfect. What's the most you've ever won on a bet?
Oh,
$450.
is that one that you just won a couple weeks ago?
Yep, Brooks Koepka.
Yeah, I saw that on TikTok. I saw that. Wasn't that like one of your first big bet wins?
Yep.
Good job, Frank. Good job.
And if the Denver Nuggets win the NBA Finals, I might have a little bit of a nice cash in.
He bet $500 on Golden State to win the NBA Finals.
If you could have dinner with any three athletes, alive or dead, who would they be?
Dinner with any three athletes, live or dead. Babe Ruth. Let me see. Babe Ruth. Mike Piazza.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
That is a good
And
one.
here's one that's going to surprise you. Because I'll have him do the cooking too. Rusty Staub.
Wow. I bet you don't even know who he is.
I don't know. Who'd he play for?
He played for several teams.
Yeah.
He was a Major League Baseball player from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Started his career with the Houston Colt 45s and the Astros. Then he went to the Expos.
Oh, wow.
And he became like the early Expos. He was the most beloved player in Montreal. They called him Le Grand Orange.
That's how I know him.
Frank, I got to say, all your sports stat knowledge, it's impressive. I mean, this is
Then
awesome.
he went to the Mets and became a Mets legend.
Yeah.
He also
Well,
played
at
for the Tigers and Rangers, and at the end of his career, he played for the Mets again. He came back to the Mets in the 80s and was a pinch hitter. He had a stretch where he had like 10 consecutive pinch hit at bats where
And
he got hit.
You
on a
said he
pinch
do the
hit.
cooking too. Is he a good cook?
He had a restaurant which was like a rib joint in New York that was considered the best rib joint.
Did you ever go there?
No, I never had a chance to get there.
No.
That's why I want him to do the cooking. I want Rusty's ribs.
What's your favorite summer Olympic sport?
Probably baseball, I think.
No, baseball is barely an Olympic sport.
Yeah,
It comes and goes. My favorite summer Olympic sport. I might go with the swimming events.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like watching swimming. It's entertaining.
What's your favorite winter Olympic sport?
Does hockey count? No.
Not counting hockey,
Yeah.
I would say.
There's not that many, are there?
No, it's a lot less. It's a lot less.
Skiing, I think.
Curling.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. I'm impressed.
What's one sporting event you haven't had a chance to see live yet that you would love to see?
Jeez. Maybe a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
In your opinion, what's a more unbreakable record? Cal Ripken's consecutive game streak or Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak?
Ripken.
I agree with that. Yeah. I don't.
And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
One of these days, someone might get hot. Now, no one's ever gone over 44.
Oh wow, really? Eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who has hit
But-
44?
Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Yeah. Go ahead.
and just the way of resting and load management. No one's ever going to go 2 seasons in the early years, and something you got to start to break the record. You have to break the record. You have to play 16 years. That's how long. That's how long Ripken streak lasted. 16 years. So you got to be like a rookie that plays 162 games,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and no one's going to do that. Not in modern baseball. They don't do
Yeah.
that anymore.
Won't happen. Too many
Does
injuries.
does Tua finish the season as the starting quarterback of the Miami Dolphins?
Yes, I think somehow, some way, they develop a helmet and get him a way that he avoids a concussion.
A positive outlook on Tua. I like that. I like that.
And finally, obviously, we're from up here in Canada. Lots of huge Toronto Blue Jays fans. The Jays are a bit of a dumpster fire in their own right, similar to the
They're
Mets.
going to sweep the Mets this weekend.
You think so, eh?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yep.
What in your opinion, what do the Jays need to do to kind of turn things around?
Find some pitching.
Yeah.
They do. Manoah sucks. This guy's what, like 1-6 right now?
Yeah.
Send him to the minors. I don't even care. He can't pitch.
I got one for you. What's his name? Alex Manoah?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alec.
Alec Manoah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
This is a
sucks.
free one. This is a free one for you. If he was pitching on the Mets and had that was doing what he was doing, his name would be Alex Manure.
I like that.
They just got to trade him or release him. Like, he sucks now. He shouldn't even be in the MLB. This guy's terrible.
Alex Manure.
That's what I'm literally going to call him from now on. And finally, Frank, what does an average day look like for you? So obviously you get to work. What does a day look like for you at Barstool?
Get to spend some time with the
I try to get up my soda reviews out. Of course, it's hard to do when they get stolen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I try to
You
do
gonna
a
go
few
get them back after
cameos.
this?
I try to do a few cameos. I write the On This Date article. I might do another blog or two, or something like that. I got to do a blog for the NBA and NHL finals predictions.
Do you still call your workplace the shithole?
What?
Your little workplace. I saw a video on TikTok where someone asked you what you called your little workplace desk, and you said the shithole.
I didn't say that.
No, I could have
Nope.
swore I saw that.
Nope.
So can you give us a sneak preview of who do you like in the finals for both the NHL and the NBA?
NHL never go against a hot goalie.
Yeah.
As a Toronto fan, I would hate if Florida won. I would hate it. I hate Radko Gudas. I hate Sam Bennett, and I hate Florida in general.
We want Florida.
Yeah.
We want Florida.
I never cheered that. I hate Vegas equally, but I got to cheer for Vegas here.
It's a bad look.
Most of the year, most of the world, and especially in the United States and the North American hemisphere, we have winter. It starts in December. It ends in March. And then we got spring from March to June.
Yeah.
Summer from June to September. And for most North America, autumn comes in September and lasts to December, except in Toronto. Just every year, autumn comes in late May, early May or late April, because that's when the leaves fall.
So finally, Frank, you're an absolute megastar in the sports media market. We're a small local show from Northern Ontario. We can't tell you how much this means for us.
Yeah, this
One
is
question
awesome.
that we've been getting asked a lot is, how the hell did you guys get Frank the Tank, right? So are doing shows like this just kind of your way of kind of giving back?
Yes,
To
it
the
is.
media world, and you remember what it was like to be a fan, and this is just
Yes.
your way of kind of reaching out.
Yes.
Yeah, this is awesome, Frank. I am so grateful for this opportunity. I'm going to school for journalism next year, and this is just a great start for me.
All right. Thanks, and maybe I'll be on again some other time.
Hey,
yes, thank you so much.
Really appreciate this, Frank. If you're ever in Detroit for a Lions game, fire Jay a message, and we can meet up there. Like I said, I got seasons for there, so it's a good time.
Oh, beautiful.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Frank,
Okay.
for doing this. You have a huge fan base up here in Canada. Keep doing what you're doing. You're an absolute legend, and you're an inspiration to a lot of us. So thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Have a good day.
All right. See you guys around.
See ya.
Thank